going to get tough. It's going to be a lot of stuff that you're not used to dealing with. Scheduling, lesson planning, grading, those things are tough. I'm talking about 3 things that are really, really tough. Schedule, lesson plan, grading. Pacing more so, sticking to a schedule. Especially if you're teaching multiple subjects or multiple kids. If you're departmentalized, they're switching classes, you're like, I barely got through the lesson. I can't get to my exit ticket. That's tough. It's tough things that are gonna happen. That's just on a teaching side. There's stressful things that are gonna happen on the other side. You're gonna take home a lot of emotional weight. You're gonna learn a lot of things that you never knew happened or that kids go through, and it's gonna be a burden. It's gonna be heavy. It's gonna be hard to turn that off when you leave that building. It's tough. The other things you're gonna deal with, your supervisor. That's always my issue. My supervisor knowing I'm overqualified and thinking I'm gonna take their job because they're underqualified. And you're gonna have some supervisor who might not like you because you're attractive. Because you're attractive and won't date them or won't date their friends or their niece. There's issues that may arise in school, and I'm gonna tell you this, cool. It's fine, you can deal with it. If you try and you succeed, great. If you try and you fail, great. You're trying, you're making an effort, you're making an attempt to do something, change lives. Remember your why. Remember why you're there. Remember why you decided to sign that contract. If it's just for a paycheck and a salary, probably not the video for you because you could find a paycheck and a salary anywhere. These babies don't need you, and I would appreciate if you kick rocks. They would too, but if you are there because you care, then you are gonna have emotional attachments to some of these things. You are gonna be like, why is this lady stressing me? When I'm doing everything right in my class and my kids are well behaved, but you're stressing me about, man, I can tell you the funniest thing I got written up for. Funniest thing I got written up for, a principal wrote me up and said, Mr. J does not dress professionally. Wrote that on a piece of paper, put it into my record. It was doing a professional observation, a formal observation. She wrote that. And I went to her like, hold on, miss, I had on a shirt, a tie, and a sweater. And you wrote, I do not dress professionally. I just needed that to sink in for a little bit. A shirt, a tie, and a sweater. Nice sweater, like a V-neck. I was formal. And she wrote, I do not dress professionally. And I was like, what do you mean I don't dress professionally? And this is out loud. She's like, oh, because your sweater came a little bit past your wrist. She said that. She didn't write that, because then she would have looked as stupid as she sounded. But she said that. But what she wrote was different. So that's when I realized that people were they had other plans. They didn't care about you caring about the kids. They only cared about, let me document him out of here. Couldn't document me out. But I was too good at what I do. And that's what you need to stand on, be good at what you do. But there's issues. People are gonna go through issues. You're dealing with a lot of personality types. A lot of dysfunctional adults are gonna be in a school building. I'm just gonna be real with you. But remember your why, remember why you're there. Hopefully you don't go through what I went through. Hopefully no one goes through what I went through. I have stories. But I will say that I would not have traded that experience for the world. I loved it. I hope that you love teaching as much as I do. Just don't give up. Don't quit. If you want to share a story, go ahead and share it in the comments and let me know your why and how you stuck with it and things you went through and what made you realize that nobody can bring you down, because no one can make you quit. No one. That's a decision you gotta make, and hopefully you won't. If you're there for the kids, they need people like you.